Yo, I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. In this video, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the really good items that you can get as drops from Brimstone Sands. They're unfortunately getting a pretty hard nerf. A lot of these items are getting changed, and I felt very obligated to bring this information to you guys because I have posted the how to farm these items pretty recently, and I wanted to make sure that you guys are up to date on what's about to happen. So a lot of the rings in particular are about to get nerfed pretty hard. As you can see here, this ring has slash damage and keen awareness on it. There are other rings that have keen awareness and another damage perk on there, and these are not supposed to be able to be on the same item, right? This is an illegal perk combination, and it turns out this was a mistake. It was an oversight, it was a bug, it was whatever you want to call it. This is not supposed to happen, so it's about to get removed from the game. I thought this was really cool. I like the fact that I could go grind out or farm out a particular piece of gear that you couldn't craft. I thought that was kind of neat, and I thought, oh, this is really cool. This should be intended, but unfortunately it's not. And also, unfortunately, whenever they added this, they didn't add an equivalent intelligence version, so that's caused quite the uproar, and I can definitely understand why, because intelligence really does kind of get the short end of the stick whenever it comes to drops, and it's kind of unfortunate. But let's take a look here at what we're talking about. Let's jump in here and look at kind of the meat of what we're talking about here. So right here, we're going to look at a Reddit post here, the ever-loving, amazing Reddit that we're on right now. We have a post by Angry RL Player, right? And it says, we're looking at a post from Ainwin. This is a snapshot of her posting something on the forums. So we'll just look at the underlying part here because this is the important part. To take keen, relying on crits or any single damage type, including fire, ice. Not relying on crits, not both. Similar to how physical damage keen are also not available on the same ring. So those are not supposed to be on the same ring, right? So it says down here too, like the perk combination on rings is not meant to allow crit in any single damage type as stated. So it becomes a choice of relying on crits or not specific to your ring of decisions. I think this particular forum post was people getting really mad because the mages didn't have an equivalent ring to this, and I can understand why. I can completely understand why the uproar would happen, because these are like super good rings, and unfortunately mages didn't have one. There is lightning damage, but there is no lightning damage like mage class in the game right now. But you can see here we have keen awareness lightning damage, we have keen awareness thrust damage, we have keen awareness slash damage on all three of those Heart of rings. So now let's take a look at what makes these an illegal perk combination and why. So if we go over here to newworldfans.com, you can see here we have perks and perk name, right? A perk label, perk name. You cannot have a perk label. You cannot have two of the same perks from the same perk label on a piece of gear. So for example, you cannot have a piece of gear with refreshing and refreshing ward on it. You cannot have a piece of gear with fire damage and nature damage on it because they're in the same perk label, right? You could also not have a piece of gear with infected and enfeebling on there either, or leeching and siphoning. You just can't have a piece of gear with the same two perks from one perk label on there. So if we take a look here, you can clearly see that keen awareness is in the same perk label or the perk category as strike damage, slash damage, thrust damage, fire damage, ice damage, etc. So keen awareness was never supposed to be able to be on a piece of gear with one of these other damage perks on there. So they're going to remove that. So what are they doing to these? Well, we can take a look at the December 1st patch notes. This is currently on the PTR right now. We can see here that the Heart of Maahebgal no longer has an increased critical chance perk and instead has reduced poison duration perk. So what that means is the Heart of Maahebgal, now the ring that we were looking at earlier in game, it is now going to have slash damage, hardy, and then reduced poison damage. So now it's going to have a debuff duration of poisoning on there, which is gonna make that not very good, right? It's gonna be kind of not a great third perk. So that's what's changing. A lot of those rings are changing. They're getting a hard nerf. I just wanted to bring this to you guys so that you didn't spend all of your umbrals, didn't waste your umbrals on rolling or going to farm out that gear and then upgrading them all the way up to 625. I think that would be kind of a waste if you did that at this point. We don't know what the other rings are going to be. We don't know what the other perk on the rings are going to be. We haven't seen yet, but this one is getting changed to poison duration, reduced poison duration. So I'd imagine the other ones are going to be fairly similar, but we just don't know yet. yet. I would think they'll come in with the December patch along with this, and they're just not on the PTR in the PTR patch notes, but I fully believe they will be according to all the information we have at hand right now. But that's it, boys and girls. That's what I wanted to bring you. I just wanted to make you aware of this change. Please don't waste all of your umbrals, and that'll do it. Thank you guys for hanging out. I greatly appreciate you. If you like New World content, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that as well. And of course, as always, if you want to come hang out with us live on Twitch, we're live every Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. CST. We do a ton of stuff over there. We try to enjoy New World to the fullest. We play every aspect of the game, and that'll about do it for this one. I appreciate you guys being here. We'll see you in the next one.